What is up, y'all? Blue Sun JRPGs here, bringing you my latest video. This time it's going to be a collection video. You guys seem to respond to those pretty well. I've done the PS2 collection, I've done the PS4. You know, I might do the PS1 and the PSP someday, but my collection's not as big on those, so I kind of want to build it up before I do a video on that. But nonetheless, this is the mighty PlayStation 3. This is a system, for me anyways, that I always thought was a little bit underrated on the JRPG front, or on the RPG front in general. I personally kind of thought of this generation as kind of a lost generation for RPGs, but once I went back and played a bunch of these games, I realized that I was pretty freaking wrong. There are so many great RPGs for this console and in this generation. Like I said, I don't have every game, I never will. But I have quite a few JRPGs, quite a few RPGs for the system, and I think I have a pretty good collection that you guys might want to see. So first game I have is going to be Plume Factory, Tides of Destiny. This is also available on the Wii, but of course I did pick it up on the PlayStation. You can't go wrong with the PlayStation. Kind of a standard RPG, nothing special. I didn't care for it that much anyway. Not that it was a bad game, but it just didn't draw my attention. I played it for a couple hours, but I couldn't really get into it too much. Now the next one is a series that I was probably the most excited about of any series. This is a game I didn't pick up on launch. I picked this game up only about a couple months ago, and that is of course Hyper Dimension Neptunia. This game, it's got an unbelievable story. Unbelievable concept, I would say. More than the story, unbelievable concept. No, I think the execution on this game was pretty poor, unfortunately, because I wanted this game to be good so bad. I mean, not much to say about it. It's got an awesome theme. I played about 25 hours of it. I pretty much gave it up after that. I mean, it was one of the first games I played after Persona 5, and you guys know, coming from a great game into a game like this, even though it's a good game, it's got a good concept, it's just hard to do. Next game I have is Hyper Dimension Neptunia Victory. Obviously, same makers, NIS America. NIS has some awesome stuff. I freaking love NIS. Haven't got into that game as much. I want to get into it someday. I heard it's kind of the enhanced version. Not enhanced version, but a souped up sequel, so I'll give that a shot someday. Next we have X-Blaze Code Embryo. Another one of these generic JRPGs. This really seemed to be the era where the RPGs really went in that cutesy anime stylish aesthetic. Another very underrated RPG, Resonance of Fate. Of course by Sega. I love this game. I think it's one of the most underrated games. It is incredibly unique, guys. Go out there and pick this game up. It's like $4 or $5 at GameStop. And you'll have a blast playing it, especially if you're a big RPG fan. Kingdom Hearts 1.5, not much to say about that. Obviously, it's an amazing game. Final Fantasy 13. I have this on the PlayStation, the Xbox 360 as well. Greatest hits version. A lot of people hate this game. A lot of people hate this game. I don't think this game is as bad as people say. I enjoyed it. It is a little bit linear. In my opinion, it's not one of the best Final Fantasies, but I still think it's a pretty good game, and I enjoyed playing it. One of the best games on the system. One of the best RPGs on the system, and that is, of course, Disgaea 4. It's in my top 10 RPGs of all time video, or JRPGs of all time video. Check it out if you want to see a little bit more in depth in there. But again, this is a game you can buy right now for $5-6, and it's an absolutely amazing game. The humor in this game it's unreal. I think this has the best writing of any game. Maybe not the best story, but definitely the best writing. Every single sentence is funny, and that's very hard to come across in a game. We got Final Fantasy 13-2. Another story here for Lightning. Never played this. Not really a JRPG, but Persona 4 Arena. You have Time and Eternity, also by NIS. I really like this game. This is a game that I think is pretty underrated too. You don't really hear many people talking about it. Of course, we have Tales of Xillia and Tales of Xillia 2. I I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this, but I am not the biggest fan of the Tales series. However, I will say that these two in the series were pretty big, were pretty good. But I do think the best one of this era was Vesperia for the 360, and you guys will see in my top 10 JRPG video of all time that the 360 one is the best one in this generation, in my opinion. Tales of Symphonia Chronicles, unbelievable game as well. In my opinion, one of the best remakes of all time, one of the best games of all time. That is, of course, Shadow of the Colossus and Eco, of course. Not really the biggest fan of Eco. I just couldn't get into it. But Shadow of the Colossus, man, this game blew me away when I first played this game. I must have been, I think it was in like, I don't know, maybe 6th or 7th grade when this game came out on the PlayStation 2. And this game was like nothing I've ever seen before. I mean, the game was unbelievable. I'm sure pretty much everyone watching this video who's played this game when it first came out has the same feeling. It was unbelievable. 2 copies of Skyrim. The reason I went with 2, actually, Skyrim is my most owned game. I'll preface it as that. I own Skyrim on the 360, Skyrim on the PS3, 2 copies on the PS3, and then a copy on the Xbox One as well. The reason I bought 2 copies on the PS3 was I wanted the Legendary Edition as well. That came with all the DLC. So the reason I actually bought the PS1 in the first place was my Xbox 360 was broken down, shockingly. So I wanted to play Skyrim. I got like $7. I was like, fuck that, I'll pick Skyrim up. Skyrim's awesome. And then I was like, shit, I'm playing Skyrim. Now I want all the DLC. So then I went out and bought the Legendary Edition. But you know what, man? A game like that, and I would pay hundreds of dollars to play Skyrim. Of course, Lightning Returns. I don't understand the hate on Lightning. I think she's a pretty good character. One of the best RPGs of all time, in my opinion. Definitely one of the best on the system. Valkyria Chronicles. Heard the new Valkyria sucks. Was very disappointed with that. I haven't picked it up yet. But I do love the series, and this is one of the best games I've ever played. I've never played any of the games in the series. I will confess that. It's Atelier Chalet, Alchemist of the Dark Side, or Alchemist of the Dusk Sea. There are so many of these games out there, man. In this series, there's going to be like 15 of these games out there on the PS3 alone. I've been trying to get into it. Just don't have the time, man. There are so many games, you know that. But someday I will get to this. It's on my backlog. Another unbelievable game is Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch. I think this is one of the greatest games of all time. Definitely one of the greatest ones on the system. You know, I've said how many great games there are on the system, and that just shows you how awesome of a system this was for RPGs. And again, I thought this was a period in gaming where RPGs kind of died, but look how wrong I was. White Knight Chronicles, very good game. White Knight Chronicles 2, though. This is the definitive version. This is obviously a sequel, but it also comes with the first game as well, and it enhances the controls. So if you're going to go back and play it, absolutely pick up this one, because you're going to get both games, and you get the enhanced controls on the first game. And then finally, I have the Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy X2 Remaster. One of my favorite games. You see, it's got a little art book as well. But Final Fantasy X was an amazing RPG. Again, another RPG that doesn't get enough love. A Final Fantasy doesn't get much love. Obviously, every Final Fantasy game is going to get a shit ton of credit, but this game is one of those ones that doesn't get as much as like 7 or 6 or 3 or whatever. But anyways, guys, massive thanks for checking out the video. I really appreciate all the support. Getting so close to 200 subscribers. So if you're not a subscriber, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it, guys. Alright, peace out.